Hey folks, Joe here with another video. It is Thursday afternoon, early afternoon. Yesterday I did a video talking about the Atlantic Division so far. I'm trying to get all four divisions, a quick little chat on them, all done before the weekend. So yesterday was the Atlantic, today will be the Metro. I still got the Central and Pacific to do. Those should come out either later today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. Overview on the Metro Division so far. We're through roughly 10 games per team. This is what I factored in yesterday. A couple more games played last night. There'll be a couple more tonight. In the Metro, we have teams having played anywhere from 8 to 13 games. And the standings so far at this point are in first place, New Jersey Devils, who have played the most games of anybody in the league so far. 13 games played, 7 wins, 4 losses, 1 overtime loss, 16 points. They are plus 11 on the plus minus. Behind them, New York Rangers, 9 games played, 6-2-1 record, 13 points. They are plus 16. Washington Capitals are in the third slot right now, 8 games in, 6 wins, 2 losses, 12 points, plus 8 rating. Carolina is in fourth, 8 games played, 6-2-0 record, 12 points, same as Washington. They are at a plus 8 on the plus minus rating. Columbus, the Blue Jackets, surprisingly good start for them. Nobody was expecting much given their situation and all that. We don't need to talk about that here. Everybody knows what Columbus has been going through. But through 9 games, they are off to a 5-3-1 record for 11 points. And they have a plus 10 plus minus rating. They are off to a fantastic start given the circumstances, so very happy for them. New York Islanders are next up at 6, coached by Patrick Roy. 10 games in, they have a 3-5-2 record, 8 points, a little disappointing. They were hoping for better. They have a minus 7 rating on the plus minus. Next up, Philadelphia Flyers, 10 games in, 3-6-1 record. They did win their last game, 2-0 over Boston. They have 7 points, minus 11 rating. Not a lot was expected of them this year either, so I'm not going to worry about that. 8th place in the division after 11 games, the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are off to a 3-7-1 start. They have 7 points and a minus 15 rating. They definitely like to be ahead of that. Next, we'll give a little chat team by team and go over a few stats and team leaders, that sort of thing. And we're going to start off with the New Jersey Devils. So, as mentioned, New Jersey, 13 games in, they have a 7-4-1 record, 16 points plus 11. Their points leader is Nico Hischier with 10 goals, 5 assists, 15 points. Nico Hischier is also the goal scoring leader with 10. Their power play is clicking at 31%, which is 5th best in the National Hockey League, not bad at all. Their penalty kill, 81.1%, which is 12th, still very good. Goals scored per game, they are averaging 3.8 goals per game, 8th best in the National Hockey League. Goals against per game, 3.0, which is 10th. Right behind them, the New York Rangers, 9 games in, 6-2-1 record, 13 points and a plus 16 plus minus rating. Their points leader, Artemi Panarin, with 6 goals, 9 assists, 15 points. Panarin's 6 goals is also team leader in the goals scored department. Power play is clicking at 25.9%, 6th best in the league. Penalty kill is excellent, 89.7%, which is 3rd best in the league. Goals scored per game, they are getting 4.1 goals average, 4th best. Goals against, 2.3 goals against allowed. That's it. 2nd best in the National Hockey League. Very good so far by the New York Rangers. And let me switch my pages over here. Next up is the Washington Capitals. But before we continue, if you can do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. This is the new YouTube channel. I just started it up and want to get it rocking. So a little bit of help, that would be awesome. I appreciate it. You're awesome. Washington Capitals, 8 games in, a 6-2-0 record, plus 12 points, and plus 7 on plus minus rating. Points leader is Dylan Strome, 3 goals, 8 assists, 11 points. Good start for Dylan. Goal scoring lead is not Alex Ovechkin. It is Tom Wilson with 5 goals. Their power play is sitting at 7.4%, 2nd worst in the National Hockey League, 31st. You got to improve that. Penalty kill is at 81.5%. That's 10th best. That's respectable. Goals scored per game, 3.9, which is great. They are 5th highest goal scoring per game in the league. Goals against, 3.0, which is 10th. Not bad. As for Alex Ovechkin, 8 games into the season, he has 4 goals, 3 assists for 7 points. He's on a 41-goal pace for the season if he keeps this up, which would exactly tie him with Wayne Gretzky for the all-time lead in goals scored in the National Hockey League. I did a video on Ovechkin yesterday. If I remember, I'll link it up above here somewhere later on in the video towards the end. He's off to a decent start. Let's hope he keeps it going. I'd really like to see him get that record, whether it's this year or more likely next year. Next up, we have the Carolina Hurricanes. 8 games in, they have a 6-2-0 record for 12 points, +8 on the plus-minus ratings. Their points leader is Martin Necas with 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points through 8 games. The goal-scoring leaders are Martin Necas, Scott Dostabert, and Jack Roslovic, 4 goals each. Power play is clicking at 23.1%, 9th best in the league. Penalty kill is 86.7%, which is 6th best in the league. Very good on the special teams. Goals scored per game, 3.4, which is 13th, right? Just a little bit better than the middle. Goals against per game, 2.4, which is 3rd best. They're very stingy. They don't give up a lot of goals. And so the 5th place team in the division, kind of surprising this year. Nobody's expecting a lot here. As I mentioned earlier, the Columbus Blue Jackets, after 9 games, are sitting on a 5-3-1 record with 11 points, and they are +10 on the plus-minus. Kirill Marchenko is their points leader with 4 goals, 7 assists for 11 points. Not too bad. Sean Monahan, who they signed in the offseason as a UFA, the idea there was to get him and Gaudreau back together with that chemistry they had. They're very good friends. Yeah, it's still a very sad situation about Gaudreau. Monahan, off to a good start, 5 goals for Columbus. Their power play is at 16.7%, 21st in the league. We'd probably like to improve that a little bit. Their penalty kill, 81.5%. That is 10th. Not bad at all. Their goals scored per game, 3.9 goals per game. That is 5th best in the National Hockey League. This is for a team that nobody was expecting anything from. And they're doing quite well. I'm happy for them. Goals against per game, they're allowing 2.8 goals per game, which is 6th best in the league as well. They're doing good. They're off to a great start. I'd love to see them keep going. Next up in 6th is the New York Islanders, coached by Patrick Roy. 10 games in, they have a 3-5-2 record for 8 points. They are -7 on the plus-minus. Kyle Palmieri leads the team in points with 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points. Your goal-scoring leaders are, again, Kyle Palmieri and Brock Nelson with 4 each. Power play is clicking at just 12.9%, which is 29th in the league, so that's not good. Their penalty kill is even worse. It is at 62.5%, 31st or 2nd last in the league. Their special teams are terrible. Goals scored per game, 2.1 goals scored per game. That is worst in the National Hockey League. Their goals against per game, 2.9, is 31st in the league. So they are off to a pretty lousy start, to be honest. They were expecting better than that. It's a bit disappointing if you're an Islanders fan. Let me switch up my papers here. And next up, we have the Philadelphia Flyers. These guys. So for the Philadelphia Flyers, and obviously I'm a fan, through 10 games, they have a 3-6-1 record for 7 points. They are -11 on the plus-minus. Not a great start, but they were not expected to have a great start this year. They're still in the rebuild. There's things to be positive about. I'll be doing a video on the Flyers tomorrow. I do weekly Flyers Friday chat, so I'll get a little bit more in-depth about the Flyers tomorrow. Their points leader is Travis Konechny, 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points. Konechny is also the goal-scoring leader with 5. Power play is at 22.2%. 13th in the league, much better than last year. Penalty kill, 87.2%, which is 4th. So very good penalty kill. They've had good penalty kill for the last few years now. Goals scored per game, 2.8, which is only 23rd. Like to see that improve. Goals against, they've allowed 4.0 goals per game on average, which is 28th in the league. Not ideal. On a positive note, rookie Matvei Michkov, the 19-year-old Russian, 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points so far. He's looking excellent. And currently bringing up the rear in 8th place in the Metro Division, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins. 11 games played, a 3-7-1 record, 7 points, a -15 rating. That's not too good. The points leader is Evgeny Malkin, who's having a fantastic start to the season. He was red hot to start up the first few games. He has 3 goals, 11 assists, 14 points. Goal-scoring leader is Ricard Raquel with 6 goals. Power play unit is hitting for 22.6%, which is 11th in the league. Penalty kill, 85.3%. 7th best in the National Hockey League. Goals scored per game, they're getting an average of 3 goals per game, which is 19th. Goals against, 4.3 goals allowed per game, which is last in the league at 32nd. So they like to get the goals against down. Maybe put a few more in the other team's net as well, improve that. Their power play is decent. Their penalty kill is pretty good. So their special teams are doing good. Malkin's looking great. They're having some goaltending issues. They need to work on that a little bit. But that's your Penguins so far. Now, overall, based on the standings and what we were looking at coming into the season, we'll have a little chat about that. So yeah, with the overall standings, New York Rangers are in second. We expected them to be high up in the standings for the division. New Jersey is in first. They weren't even a playoff team last year, although they were expected to be. I think everybody was expecting them to be a much improved team this year, especially with the changes they made in goal and on defense. I think they're just going to continue to get better. Washington is in third place in the division right now, and they are playing really good hockey. They may be doing a little bit better than expected, but not really seeing a lot of flaws in their game. They're looking very solid. Carolina, they're doing all right. Columbus is the big team that's overachieving compared to what was expected. Like they had no expectations going into the season, and they're off to a really good start. So happy for them. New York Islanders in sixth place. People were expecting better from them. They were expecting better from themselves, so they're having a disappointing season. Philadelphia at seventh. Nobody's expecting much. They're still in a rebuild. There's signs of optimism there. They got to clean up the goaltending a bit. Sam Harrison had a shutout in the last game, 2-0 win over the Bruins. That's a positive. They got Fedotov and Kolosov in goal as well. Two guys that are just breaking into the NHL. Not a good start for Fedotov. Kolosov at times looked decent in his one game so far. And goal or two that maybe you'd like to have had. We'll see how these guys develop, who becomes the true backup. I think Urson's going to be fine. And we've got to see who's going to back him up. For Pittsburgh, a bit of a disappointing start so far. They got that aging team. Real good core still in Evgeny Malkin, Sidney Crosby, Chris Letang. Throw in Erik Karlsson. Got a lot of money tied up right there. A lot of older guys. I said before the season started, I can't see them making the playoffs this year, and I still can't. Washington, the team they've been linked with ever since Crosby and Ovechkin came into the league at the same time. They've always been linked together. Washington, I think, has a real solid team. Good chance at making the playoffs, whether it's top three in the division or as a wild card. I think they're going to be in there playing meaningful games in April. At New Jersey Devils, New York Rangers, Washington Capitals, and Carolina Hurricanes, I think, are the four teams to watch in the division. And the big story that we'd like to see is Columbus do well, maybe make a push and squeeze into the playoffs as well, but time will tell. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below. What teams you think is overachieving, who's underachieving, who you'd like to see get on a run, and let's chat about it. I'll be back with another video either later today or tomorrow. I'll get the division chats going about the Pacific and Central divisions, and I'll have the Flyers Friday chat video up sometime tomorrow as well. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.